Welcome back to Mind Window, the space where we explore the quiet corners of our hearts to find a little more peace, a little more understanding. Have you ever been scrolling through your phone, seen something hilarious, and your thumb hovers over the share button, ready to send it to that one person, your person? But then you freeze. A cold wave of realization washes over you as you remember that person is now just a memory, a relationship that's now filed under used to be. It seems like everyone has at least one of those, doesn't it? An ex-best friend? Sometimes someone will ask, "Hey, I haven't seen you and Sarah around together in ages. What happened?" And all you can do is offer a weak smile and shake your head, the words caught in your throat. A lot of people say that an ex-best friend hurts even more than an ex-lover. Think about it. Romantic relationships usually have a clear confession to start and a definite breakup to end. But friendships, they often just fade. They drift away without a final conversation, without closure. And maybe it's that unfinished business, that ambiguity that makes the wound ache so much deeper. It's like a cup of water you thought had cooled down, but when you touch it, it still burns. You think you've moved on, but the moment their name comes up, all the regret and what-ifs come rushing back as sharp as ever. So what about you? Is that special friendship still a part of your life today? For so long, we humans have told ourselves that we're solitary creatures, evolved to be fiercely independent, to handle everything on our own. Even now, we're raised on this idea of self-reliance, of being able to stand alone when no one is there. But independence was never meant to mean isolation. We are, by our very nature, social animals. We evolved in tribes. We survived because of our communities. And because of that, a person can't truly live a fulfilling life without any meaningful connections. We have friends to build that fundamental social fabric, but sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to hold on to and the easiest to lose. We take them for granted, thinking that something so easy to find doesn't require much effort to maintain. So many of us make that mistake, assuming our best friend will always be there, no matter what. We grow complacent, we stop trying, and before we even know it, our best friend has become our ex-best friend. First, let's just break down that term, best friend. Is there only one definition? Of course not. Everyone has their own idea. But if you boil it down, it's someone who has walked with you for a long time, or at least long enough to truly understand you. For me, those three words are everything. To understand you. It doesn't mean you have to be joined at the hip, constantly together. It doesn't mean they have to be present for every single milestone in your life. A best friend is that person you feel completely at ease with, a safe harbor where you can be your truest self. They are a source of forgiveness, of protection, but also someone who will be tough on you when you need it, pushing you to grow. Our first letter tonight comes from a viewer who goes by the nickname Kat. She writes, "I had someone who I truly thought was my person, but now when I think about her, I just feel scared. I'm terrified of letting anyone get that close to me ever again. Do we still talk? Yes, but if I had a choice, I wouldn't want to pretend anymore. It's so easy for me to make friends. People seem to like me, but the second I feel a connection starting to deepen, I panic and pull away. I don't know why. That one friend, she's like a ghost that haunts me, a recurring nightmare." You ask why we're still friends, still in contact? One time, she flew all the way from the East Coast to see me here in California, and we stayed up all night just exploring the city together. I can't bring myself to hurt her. I don't want to be the one to break her heart, even when mine is already in a million pieces. I'm terrible, aren't I? Oh, Kat, I don't know the full story between you and your friend. What happened to make you build these walls of inauthenticity? But it sounds like your actions are being driven by pure logic, by a sense of obligation. You stay in touch, you see her when she visits. Your head is doing what it thinks is right. So why not give your heart a chance to speak, a chance to open up, to share what you're feeling, to listen with new ears, and maybe, just maybe, untangle the knots in this friendship that you're trying so desperately to hold together with your mind? What if you tried, just one more time, to not hold back, to treat someone with the full, unfiltered truth of your heart? I have to believe that true sincerity is never a mistake. You know, friendship is a relationship built on a voluntary desire to listen and a voluntary desire to share. We shouldn't keep a scoreboard of how much they listen to us or how much we share with them. The real currency of friendship is trust. I've learned to find joy when a friend is able to unburden themselves, even if it's not to me. We also shouldn't create this impossible standard that a best friend must be the person we tell every single secret to. We all live our own lives with our own boundaries. I can never completely understand the depth of your pain, and you can never know every hidden feeling in my heart. What we need from a friendship is companionship. It's empathy. It's knowing that someone will walk with you through the fire. Just knowing you're still by my side through it all, that is more than enough. And if you can't seem to find that deep understanding with a friend, that's okay. It might even be a relief, allowing you to let go of the expectations you've placed on that relationship. Friendship isn't meant to be a crutch for our emotions. You can't let your whole world come crashing down just because someone didn't have time to listen today, or because you didn't get that text you were hoping for. Not everyone who sits down and hears you out is truly your friend. That person might not understand you at all, might not see your real worth. And honestly, the same could be true for you. Do you think you're close to them while in reality, you don't truly understand them or see their value? That's not what a real best friend is it? So many people measure the value of a friendship by the number of years they've known each other. And yes, having someone by your side for 5, 10, even 20 years is incredibly precious. But sometimes that very length of time can make us complacent. We start to take the friendship for granted, assuming it will last forever without any effort to maintain it, to nurture it. This next letter comes from one of our listeners, a story about a decade-long friendship. It's addressed to June, my dear, kind friend. The truth is, there have been so many letters between us already. I just never imagined there would come a day when I'd write a letter to you that I didn't want to send. Maybe all those handwritten notes, all those pointless little arguments finally wore you out. Or maybe the me I am today is just too different from the me you knew 10 years ago. So even if I try with all my might to break the ice between us, it feels like an impossible task. Sometimes when I think of you, it hits me with a sudden shock. I've lost your gentleness, that precious part of you, forever. From now on, I'll never again get to selfishly claim that special place in your life. We used to be the kind of friends who knew everything about each other, like the back of our own hands. We could talk for hours and never get tired. I wanted to share every little detail of my life with you, like the little prince who, no matter which planet he visited, always yearned for his rose. Every so often, I find myself thinking of you, on my commute to work, while making my morning coffee, with heavy steps at the end of a long day, or when I've finished all my deadlines and I'm just staring blankly at my computer screen, not knowing what to do next. And I realize I miss you. I need you here with me. I've always hoped you would let me back in, just like you used to, so I could be your rock, your safe place. It's so strange. Now that I've managed to heal myself, and I even have a little bit of energy to help others with their own chaos, I've lost the privilege of healing you, the person I care about most in this world. because I can't take a hand that was never offered to me, can I? This thought, the one that tells me I'm nothing to you anymore, I can't help you, it's been eating away at me every single day. It's not that I haven't met other kind people, but no one has been kind enough to feel my pain as their own, to be genuinely happy for my achievements, to love me and be patient with me, even when I'm at my absolute worst. There's been no one else like that. And even if there were, they wouldn't be you. And I will never allow anyone to take your place in my heart. June, with all my heart, I wish you nothing but the very best. I hope that life will be a little gentler with you on my behalf. I hope you can build up that inner strength to face this world for what it is. I don't know if you've ever found yourself in such a dark place that you considered leaving it all behind. If you ever do, I hope in that moment you might think of me as a reason to stay, because I always, always, always need you and love you so, so much, June. Here at Mind Window, we truly hope this letter somehow, through some miracle of energy, reaches June. We hope it can show her that she has friends who are still watching over her, who love her with all their hearts. We can't possibly know the pain or the hidden stories behind your friendship, but we hope that the two of you can find a way, just once, to sit down together and tell each other how much you truly treasure one another. One person is trying so hard to get closer, while the other seems to be pulling away. As an outsider looking in, it's just heartbreaking. Reading that letter, I can just picture our friend, let's call her Star, typing out these long, heartfelt messages, only to hesitate and delete them all. And on the other side, there's June, burdened with her own worries, her own fears. If only we had some kind of magic to resolve the unspoken feelings in both of your hearts. But what can we do? In the end, only the two of you can decide what happens next. Star, maybe you could try just one more time. Reach out to the friend who has been a part of your life for an entire decade. Listen to your own heart. It's so clear that's what you want, isn't it? Please, just try one more time. And Chloe, my dear Chloe, you have a choice, but please choose what's right with an open heart. Choose to embrace the love from someone who genuinely cares for you, so your soul can finally find peace. In life, I think we all have moments where we torture ourselves, searching for the reason why our best friend walked away. We get trapped in a whirlwind of what-ifs, questions, and emotions that tie our minds in knots. What did I do wrong for you to abandon me? But not every question needs an answer. Isn't their action, their silence, the clearest answer of all? Silence is its own form of rejection. It's a sign that from now on, we can let them go. We can return them to their own path, and in doing so, we find our way back to ourselves. On this journey of growth, our hearts will expand, our spirits will strengthen, and we'll be ready to welcome the beautiful, serene moments that will guide us into the future. After a friendship ends, how do you really feel? Is your heart heavy with a storm of unspoken emotions you can't seem to release? Let those thoughts escape your mind and set them down. Freeing your emotions is an incredibly important step when you're grappling with feelings of anger, loss, or grief. You could write it all down and never read it again. You could tear that piece of paper into 1,000 tiny pieces, or even watch it turn to ash in a flame. Ending a friendship also means you're creating mental and emotional space for the next wonderful things waiting for you. But the very first thing you need to do is accept that the friendship is over. Allow yourself to mourn it, to cry for what you've lost, but don't forget to set a gentle limit for that grief. And then you'll be okay. The final letter comes from a viewer who goes by the nickname Jenna, about the person who was by her side for over 5 years. I don't know who I was to you, But for me, you were my whole world during that time. My best and only friend. I only had you. When you were in a new environment, struggling to fit in, I was always there for you, right by your side, cheering you on. But the moment you found new friends, new connections, you hit me with the silent treatment. Why? Why would you do that? It's been over a year since our friendship ended. Sometimes I still miss you so much. I find myself searching for your profile just to see how you're doing. I ask other people about you. I even dream about you. And sometimes I can't help but wonder, was it my fault?
Did you ever even see me as your friend? Do you ever miss me? Every now and then, my parents still ask about you. I know this is something I can only remember, not hope to ever get back. Even in my dreams about you, you're just silent, saying nothing. You have no idea how much I cried, how I fell into despair after you left. You walked out of my life when I was at my absolute lowest, leaving me in a deep, dark hole that I still haven't managed to climb out of. I hope we never, ever meet again. Goodbye, Ashley.
The silent treatment, also known as toxic silence, is a refusal to communicate with someone, even when they're desperately trying to get a response. We have to admit, as we grow up and forge our own paths, a certain distance can naturally form between friends. We develop new priorities, which can, of course, affect old relationships. But Ashley, every friendship deserves a measure of respect. At the very least, a conversation to clarify things before walking away is warranted. At the very least, you owe it to your friend to trust them with the truth, rather than letting their mind spin up countless negative scenarios. Because silence abandons the other person in a sea of questions, leaving them to wonder what they did wrong. A clean, clear ending is always better than a wound that is left to fester, a pain that never truly goes away. According to a psychologist from Oxford University, each person's social circle is limited to a maximum of 150 people. And to maintain any of those relationships, we need to invest not just our time and energy, but sometimes our resources too. Therefore, to make room for new friends, we sometimes have to let go of old relationships, and the connections we want to keep must be nurtured and cared for. Life isn't a straight line. It's more like a train ride with countless meetings and partings along the way. To find a friend who truly understands you, to share unforgettable memories with them, that in itself is a tremendous blessing. But don't let those beautiful moments create an expectation that you'll be together for a lifetime. Every person who enters our life is brought to us by destiny, for a reason and for a season. When that season is over, you have to say goodbye, even if your heart doesn't want to. Sometimes there isn't a specific reason at all. A restaurant doesn't close its doors to new customers, nor does it chase after those who decide to leave. Life is exactly the same. When we can live with a heart that warmly welcomes those who arrive and peacefully releases those who choose to depart, won't life feel so much more calm, gentle, and serene? I hope that after everything you wished for has happened, you'll still hold on to that genuine, original affection and wear those smiles, even if you know they aren't truly joyful. Whether today is right or wrong, may you still love more than tomorrow. I'm sorry, dear, for the words left unsaid, never forming into a complete thought. I'm sorry, dear, for all the days that have drifted away, lost to time. How long will it take for me to forget this sorrow, for this heart to ease its pain, and for the memories of our parting to suddenly melt away with the morning?